thing about talking about joy is it makes me tear up because it makes me so happy. But that makes my nose run. I remember one time Susan said that Jesus said, the devil comes to steal, to kill, and destroy. And she said she thinks that he comes to steal our focus. And I believe that's true. And he does it by inspiring fear and sucking us into pride and self-pity. And I believe that those things will steal our joy if we let them. And I want to go with me to Luke chapter 12, verse 29. And the reason that the Lord, I think, gave me these verses was because all of those things that I just said, fear, pride, and self-pity, they come through worry about something. You know, fear comes through worry about what's going to happen to me, what's going to happen to my family, am I going to have enough money, all those things. Pride comes from worrying about how we look to other people, whether they like us or not, But Luke 12:29, this is Jesus talking, and he says, and do not set your heart on what you will eat or drink. Do not worry about it. And that goes for everything, not just what we eat or drink. For the pagan world runs after such things, and your Father knows that you need them. But seek his kingdom, and these things will be given to you as well. Do not be afraid, little flock, for your Father has been pleased to give you the kingdom. And he goes on to say, store up for yourselves treasure in heaven, where you won't lose it. So, when we feel dejected, we know that that has been defeated already. We don't even want to go there. We don't want to even go into dejection. We don't want to fear or worry or feel sorry for ourselves because we're storing up treasure in heaven. So what do we do when these things come, when dejection and depression come? Because they're going to come. We're going to mess up. We're going to walk right into them. We're not even going to know that we're falling into that pit until we're in it and we can't get out. Well, there are a few things that I need you to know about joy. And the first one is, the joy of the Lord is your strength. And that's from Nehemiah 8:10. But it sounds real simple on the surface, but the elation, the jubilant exaltation, the joy that we feel is your strength. That word strength means refuge. It means a place that you run to. The tower of the Lord, the presence of the Lord. The joy that we have in him is what we run to all the time. So how can we make sure that we run to that all the time? And Psalm 16:11 says, in God's presence is joy and eternal pleasures at his right hand. He wants to give us the oil of joy for mourning. Isaiah 61. Let me read that because I was reading these again last night and I had the greatest joy in just thinking about these things. It's Isaiah 61, start at verse 1. And this is what Jesus, what he read when he was announcing his ministry. When he started his ministry, he was in the synagogue, and the book of the scroll of Isaiah was handed to him, and he turned to this place. And after he read it, he said, today this thing has been fulfilled in your hearing. I'm him. The Spirit of the Sovereign Lord is on me, because the Lord has anointed me to preach good news to the poor. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim freedom for the captives and to release from darkness the prisoners, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor and the day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all who mourn, and provide for those who grieve in Zion, to bestow on them a crown of beauty instead of ashes, the oil of gladness instead of mourning, and a garment of praise instead of a spirit of despair. Do you know what that means to me every day? That's what He wants for me. And I know that if He wants it for me, He wants it for you and everybody else. Because I could mourn every moment of my life now because my daughter's gone. But He wants to give me joy instead of that. That is such a blessing to me. That is what sustains me every day.